Think stunning views mean high prices. Think again. In this video, we're exploring America's most beautiful and affordable cities, where mountain sunsets, beach vibes, and charm meet a budget-friendly life. Number 10. Erie, Pennsylvania. What kind of beach town has seagulls, surf, and snow? Erie does, and somehow it makes perfect sense. On the far north edge of Pennsylvania, where the land hesitates before plunging into Lake Erie, the city hums with a mix of lighthouse nostalgia and factory grit. Officially, it's the only seashore Pennsylvania's got, a title locals wear like a badge of honor. They'll tell you the waves might be freshwater, but the sunsets could fool the ocean itself. When the wind picks up, it's not just a breeze, it's personality. Presque Isle State Park is the showstopper, a 3,200-acre sandbar that loops into the lake like a lazy arm stretching toward Canada. 11 branches curve around its edge, each with its own crowd. Beach 6 for volleyball fanatics, Beach 8 for families, Beach 3 for grill masters. By late summer, the Erie Sand Sculpture Festival transforms those dunes into a temporary kingdom of mermaids, dragons, and castles that never last the night but always draw a crowd. Erie's population sits just about 93,000, which feels like the sweet spot between quiet and electric. Downtown stays compact, trolleys hum, Gannon University students spill out of cafes, and you can still find a parking spot near Dobbins Landing. That's where the Bicentennial Tower rises 138 feet above the harbor, serving up 360-degree sunset views that belong in postcards and wedding proposals. So what does it actually cost to live by Pennsylvania's only seashore? Not as much as you'd think. Homes hover between $180,000 and $220,000, while rent lands from about $900 to $1,100 a month. Even the essentials keep their chill. Locals spend roughly $275 to $300 on groceries, and the catch of the day usually comes with fries and unsolicited advice from a friendly stranger. Erie's not pretending to be perfect. It's just real. Number 9. Roanoke, Virginia. There's a mountain in Roanoke with a neon star so big it can be seen from space. Well, almost. Locals call it the Mill Mountain Star, and at 88 feet tall, it glows above the Blue Ridge like a cosmic nightlight for the whole valley. They've even nicknamed this place the Star City of the South, because once that sign flickers on, the skyline hums with the same quiet electricity that built the town in the first place. Roanoke sits like an amphitheater between ridgelines, a rail town turned outdoor haven where trains once roared and bikes now glide. Its 100,000 residents live with a constant view, either of mountains or of that glowing star, and the city's rhythm moves somewhere between mountain calm and downtown chatter. Take a stroll through the historic Roanoke City Market, which has been open since 1882, and you'll catch the scent of farm peaches, local cheese, and buskers filling the air with old bluegrass. Want to chase some views? The Blue Ridge Parkway cuts right through here, and from Mill Mountain Park's overlooks, the whole valley feels like it's exhaling. Hikers brag about McAfee Knob, one of the most photographed ledges on the Appalachian Trail, while cyclists carve their way through Carvin's Cove's 60 miles of single track. And somewhere between all that, the Virginia Museum of Transportation still celebrates Roanoke's steel heartbeat with its legendary N&W 611 steam engine, polished like it just rolled out of a dream. Now, here's a question. How much does it cost to live under a 90-foot neon star? Home prices hover between $250,000 and $300,000, while rent for a one-bedroom lands between $900 and $1,100. Even with those mountain views, Roanoke's cost of living stays about 20% below the U.S. average. By sunset, locals drift to the Taubman Museum of Art, an angular silver landmark gleaming like the mountains themselves. Then, it's tacos or a pint along the Virginia's Blue Ridge Cheers Trail, laughter rolling down the valley as the star above flickers to life once again. Number 8. Duluth, Minnesota. Imagine waking up to a horizon that feels alive. Mist rising from Lake Superior, gulls circling overhead, and the steady hush of waves against rock. Duluth isn't your typical lakeside town. It's wilder, colder, and infinitely more captivating. Tucked along the rugged northern shore, it's where pine-scented air meets steel-town soul, and every season feels like a fresh chapter in a long, beautiful novel. With about 86,000 residents, Duluth blends small-town kindness with a streak of independence that only comes from surviving serious winters. Locals have that flannel and coffee confidence, friendly but unshakably tough. Downtown flows downhill toward the lake, ending at Canal Park, a cobblestoned hub of cafes, boutiques, and maritime museums. Ah, the lake. It's not just a view, it's Duluth's heartbeat. Lake Superior has moods: glassy calm one day, white-capped fury the next. In fall, the hillsides above town ignite in orange and scarlet, like the city itself is on fire. By winter, the harbor ices over just enough for skating rinks and artful ice sculptures. And when summer finally hits, locals ditch their parkas for paddleboards, swapping snow boots for sandals as kayaks scatter across the bay and sunsets turn the sky to watercolor. If you want to feel that pulse up close, follow where the shoreline leads. The lake walk might be Duluth's best love letter to its surroundings. 8 miles of shoreline trail winding from Canal Park to Brighton Beach. Along the way, benches invite pauses, musicians busk for bikers, and the breeze smells faintly of pine and cool water. Up above, Edgar Tower offers panoramic views that feel too cinematic to be real, especially when the hillside trees catch the light just right. So what's it like to live here? Pretty easy on the wallet. Homes typically fall between $260,000 and $320,000. Rent averages around $1,200 to $1,600, and groceries stay near $275 to $325 per month. That leaves plenty of room for smoked whitefish sandwiches, craft brews, or a post-blizzard sauna session, an unofficial local tradition. Duluth doesn't shout for attention. It hums. Number 7. Fayetteville, Arkansas. Every good college town has its sound, and Fayetteville's is a chorus of bike bells, live bands, and the unmistakable "Woo Pig Suey" drifting from the stadium on fall Saturdays. Tucked into the Ozark foothills, this city runs on energy, not ego. Its downtown hums with color, music, and motion, stitched together by the 40-mile Razorback Greenway, a trail system so scenic it makes even a grocery run feel like a small adventure. With around 103,000 people, Fayetteville balances mountain town calm with campus buzz. It's where old brick shops meet sleek cafes, and where murals bloom on walls like spontaneous confetti. Downtown's heartbeat is Dixon Street, home to bars, the Walton Arts Center, and George's Majestic Lounge, Arkansas's oldest live music venue, still shaking floors since 1927. A few blocks over, the Ramble blends art, green space, and local coffee in one continuous creative sprawl. And for all its color and creativity, the numbers behind life here are just as easy on the eyes. Here's a fun question. How much does it cost to live where bike trails outnumber traffic jams? Home prices roll between $350,000 and $400,000, while rent hovers around $900 to $1,100. Even utilities and groceries keep their cool, averaging $275 to $325 per month. It's rare to find a city this lively that's still firmly within livable. When the weekend hits, the city trades textbooks for trail maps. Locals cruise the Greenway north toward Bentonville for tacos and brewery stops, circle the 5.5-mile Lake Fayetteville Loop, or hike up to Mount Sequoia Overlook for sunset views that spill across the Ozarks. Families wander through the Botanical Garden of the Ozarks or the whimsical Wilson Park Castle, while art lovers lose track of time in Theater Square's modern glow. Number 6. Kalamazoo, Michigan. Have you ever lived in a place whose name sounds like it belongs in a song? Kalamazoo does, and somehow it lives up to the tune. Half melody, half legend, this Michigan city moves to its own beat. Creative but grounded, fun but never forced. Maybe it's the college town buzz, maybe it's the craft beer charm, or maybe Kalamazoo just knows how to keep life perfectly in rhythm. With about 74,000 residents, this Michigan gem hums with youthful energy and grounded warmth. 2 universities, Western Michigan University and Kalamazoo College, keep ideas flowing and coffee shops buzzing. And then there's the Kalamazoo Promise, the city's pride and proof of its generosity. Free in-state college tuition for every local public school graduate. That single promise reshaped the community, turning education into both a tradition and a point of pride. Downtown feels like the set of a feel-good indie film, colorful murals, friendly baristas, and a rhythm that makes you want to wander. Burdick Street, the nation's first outdoor pedestrian mall, runs through the center of it all, flanked by boutique shops and family-owned cafes. Every Friday, Bronson Park turns into a festival lawn, with food trucks parked under the trees and live bands echoing off the old courthouse steps. And for anyone who appreciates good beer, Bell's Eccentric Cafe is a pilgrimage spot, home to the iconic Two-Hearted Ale, served fresh under twinkle lights and laughter. Curious about the cost of living in a city that gives away free college and still throws great block parties? It's pleasantly down to earth. Homes usually run between $200,000 and $260,000, while rent for a one-bedroom lands at around $1,000 to $1,200. Groceries and utilities hover near $275 to $325 per month, leaving plenty of room for weekend brews, art walks, or lake day adventures. Before we move on, don't forget to hit that like button and let us know in the comments. Which city do you think is the most beautiful and budget-friendly place to call home? Number 5. Pueblo, Colorado. You can smell Pueblo before you see it. Smoke from roasting chilets drift across the Arkansas River like a welcome sign. This sun-drenched city, halfway between Denver and the New Mexico border, mixes steel town grit with fiesta season spice. On late September afternoons, the whole downtown smells like someone turned the air itself into green chile stew. With a population of about 112,000, Pueblo's pulse beats along the historic Arkansas Riverwalk, a mile-long channel lined with cafes, bridges, and street musicians. Boats drift under string lights, while murals splash color across concrete walls. Locals call it HARP, but it's more than a project. It's the city's comeback story, turning its industrial roots into a lakeside stroll through history and art. Weekends here bend towards the water. The Riverwalk buzzes with patio chatter, kids feed ducks, and dinner at the Brews Ale House might mean a cold beer and the famous slopper, a messy, glorious burger drowned in Pueblo's signature green chile. That sauce is practically a religion here. Every fall, the Chile and Frijoles Festival takes over downtown, vendors roasting bushels on street corners, mariachi echoing through the alleys, and locals debating which tavern serves the truest slopper. And for the record, Gray's Coors Tavern started the rivalry. What's it cost to live where sunsets burn orange over steel mills? Not much, and that's part of Pueblo's charm. Home prices range from about $260,000 to $320,000, while rent for a one-bedroom runs $900 to $1,100. Even with utilities and groceries, roughly $275 to $325 per month, the cost of living stays comfortably below national averages. And while your wallet might get a break here, your weekends definitely won't. Number 4. Pensacola, Florida. Picture this. You're sipping coffee on your porch when a blue angel slices across the sky. That's just a Tuesday in Pensacola, Florida, a city that lives between surf and sky. It's small but full of swagger, with sugar-white beaches, emerald water, and the kind of southern charm that feels both classic and brand new. With a population of around 54,000, Pensacola packs more history per block than most big cities dream of. Palafox Street, the city's brick-lined spine, hums with cafes, galleries, and wrought iron balconies that give off a Savannah meets seaport vibe. It's been named one of America's great streets for a reason, because in Pensacola, downtown means live music, art walks, and the smell of fresh seafood drifting up from the bay. But here's where Pensacola really flexes: its beaches. To the west lies Fort Pickens, a Civil War-era brick fortress where waves crash against time-worn walls. And to the east, Opal Beach stretches wide and nearly empty, soft as sifted sugar. Today, they're part of the Gulf Islands National Seashore, a protected paradise that locals treat like a backyard. And when the Blue Angels practice at 10:30 a.m. behind the National Naval Aviation Museum, you'll find folks with lawn chairs and coffee watching like it's a ritual. So what's it cost to live where the sand squeaks and the skies host air shows? Homes range from about $240,000 to $300,000, and rent for a one-bedroom lands between $1,200 and $1,400. Even utilities and groceries stay manageable, roughly $275 to $325 a month. Proof that paradise doesn't always demand a premium. Luckily, saving a few bucks here means you could spend more on seafood and sunsets. Grab some shrimp tacos downtown, hop on the Pensacola Bay City Ferry to Fort Pickens, and plan your ride back just in time for the sunset over the bay. Or swing by Joe Patty's Seafood, the family-run market that's been feeding locals since 1931. It's part fish market, part friendly circus. Number 3. Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Some cities build fountains. Sioux Falls just lets the real thing run through downtown. At Falls Park, 7,000 gallons of water thunder over quartzite cliffs every second, catching sunrise light like liquid fire. It's the kind of sight that makes you pause mid-commute, part nature show, part heartbeat of the city. With roughly 192,000 people, Sioux Falls feels big enough for energy, but small enough to keep its calm. Downtown is a walking gallery. Each year, about 80 new sculptures pop up across Phillips Avenue as part of the Sculpture Walk. And the Arc of Dreams, a silver arch spanning the Big Sioux River, shines brightest after dark. Locals say the 15-foot gap between its twin arcs represents a leap of faith, which somehow fits this city's quietly confident vibe. And speaking of faith, the town's belief in free fun is borderline heroic. How many cities host 50 outdoor concerts every summer for free? Levitt at the Falls turns a patch of parkland into a nightly music festival, complete with food trucks, kids dancing barefoot on the grass, and sunsets spilling gold across the stage. By winter, the same riverbanks shimmer with winter wonderland, when hundreds of thousands of LED lights flip Falls Park into something between a postcard and a daydream. Now, what's it cost to live in a place where waterfalls are part of the commute? Home prices run between $300,000 to $360,000, while rent for a one-bedroom averages $900 to $1,100. Utilities and groceries hover near $275 to $325 monthly, keeping Sioux Falls about 9% below the national cost of living. Pretty solid trade for river views and concert nights that don't cost a dime. When the weather's good, bikes take over the Big Sioux River Greenway, a 19-mile paved loop around the city, lined with picnic spots and wildflowers. And for a change of scene, Palisades State Park is just a short drive northeast. Quartzite cliffs, creeks, and peace that comes with hearing nothing but your shoes on rock. Number 2. Green Bay, Wisconsin. What kind of city smells like bratwurst on a Sunday morning and glows green and gold by noon? Welcome to Green Bay, the only place in America where the fans own the team and game day feels like one big neighborhood cookout. But beyond the cheers and touchdowns, this Wisconsin gem is surprisingly peaceful. A riverside town where eagles soar over the Fox River, trails stretch for miles, and nostalgia lives in the sound of a wooden coaster rattling by the bay. With about 107,000 residents, Green Bay is cozy without feeling small. Downtown City Deck runs along the river, lined with patios, splash pads, and benches perfect for catching a sunset or a street performance. From there, the Fox River State Trail heads south through cornfields and open skies, a favorite for bikers and daydreamers alike. For a taste of old-school fun, Bay Beach Amusement Park keeps rides at 25 cents a pop, including the Zippin' Pippin, the same coaster Elvis once rode. And every Wednesday, the Farmers Market on Broadway fills downtown with local produce, live music, and the scent of craft beer and fresh kettle corn. So what's it cost to live where football, wildlife, and small-town warmth all meet? Homes range between $240,000 and $300,000, while rent sits comfortably around $900 to $1,100. Add $275 to $325 for groceries and utilities, and you're living about 14% below the U.S. average. And of course, there's Lambeau Field, the heart and heartbeat of the city. On winter weekends, the whole town transforms into a celebration of smoke, snow, and sound. Across the street, the Titletown district turns into a playground of lawn games, tubing hills, and ice rinks that glow under string lights. Green Bay is part hometown, part legend, and every season feels like a win, even after the game's long over. Number 1. Albuquerque, New Mexico. Ever seen a city where even the sky has a schedule? The day doesn't start with an alarm. It starts with a hiss of flame as hundreds of hot air balloons rise over the desert. Each October, the balloon fiesta turns mornings into a moving rainbow, and locals treat it like a holiday. Home to around 560,000 residents, Albuquerque is a landscape painter's dream. Endless blue above, the golden Rio Grande below, and the pink-purple Sandia Mountains glowing to the east, literally named after watermelons. The air is crisp, the light almost too clear, and the sunsets so dramatic they look staged. Locals call it the high desert, but it's really a color palette that never repeats. Adventure here kicks off early. Bikers glide down the Paseo del Bosque Trail, a 16-mile stretch of cottonwoods and calm water that feels more like an oasis than desert. By afternoon, the Sandia Peak Tramway lifts you 10,000 feet for a view that turns the city into a glittering quilt of lights and sand. And when dusk hits, Route 66 Central Avenue switches on its neon. The Chemo Theater, classic diners, and retro motel signs glowing like postcards from another era. So what's it like to live where the skyline changes every hour? Surprisingly, down to earth. Home ranges from $300,000 to $360,000. Rent averages $100 to $1,300. And groceries or utilities hover between $275 and $325 a month. Thanks to the city's Zero Fares program, the buses are free. Yes, really. And once the basics are covered, the weekends offer their own kind of wealth. Locals hike through Petroglyph National Monument, where ancient carvings of spirals and macaws mark the black volcanic rock, or wander Old Town, shaded by cottonwoods and adobe walls older than the country itself. And if you're lucky enough to visit during the fiesta, don't plan on sleeping in. The roar of burners at dawn is Albuquerque's unofficial alarm clock. That's Albuquerque's rhythm: balloons at breakfast, desert light by lunch, and Route 66 glow to guide you home. We hope you enjoyed this video. Here's another one you don't want to miss. Thanks for watching.